It's October 2013. I'm standing on a sailing boat called the Sanssouci, about a mile offshore of the Florida Keys. And I'm with my best friends, Bob and Jim from college. We've known each other almost 4 decades. And every year, we try to spend a few days together, have a little adventure, and behave like we're still 20 years old. It is not pretty, and it's getting uglier and uglier with every year. We're also fiercely competitive. Always have been. And right now, Bob has turned off the diesel engine, and Jim and I are competing at setting the sails. I'm trying to set the jib faster than he can set the mainsail. But we're having a horrible time, you see, because our combined years of sailing experience is 0 years. Bob took an online sailing course and passed the true-false quiz. That makes him captain. Jim has never been on a sailboat in his life, and I sailed sunfish when I was 9 at summer camp. But we are guys in competitive male mode, and we know we can do anything at all. We are so cocky, we bought beer instead of that optional boat insurance. So Jim gets his sail up first. He wins as usual. And we decide that one sail is enough for now. And that gets us time to look around. And everywhere we look, we can see the ocean bottom. And we're a mile out. This is probably not good. So Bob turns on the depth finder and the GPS nautical system, and neither of them are working. Their wires have been disconnected. Shit, we didn't check this out before we left. So he pulls out the nautical maps, but none of us can read it well enough to fix our position. Now I'm thinking this is a good time and haul our ass back to that marina, but I'm in competitive male mode. I couldn't say that, or the last bit of my manhood would drain right out of my feet. But Practical Bob has the solution. He downloads a GPS nautical app for his iPhone, and he starts it up, gets it working, but he's looking at it really puzzled. And he says, according to this, we should be running aground right now. And at that very instant, the 4-foot keel of the Sanssouci ran against an underwater sandbar, and we came to an abrupt spot. We were slammed to the deck. Bob releases the halyard because the wind was blowing us further up the sandbar. Then he started the diesel engine again, threw it in reverse, and tried to back us out, but we were stuck. Shit. We huddle around the back of the boat, kind of collectively trying to figure out what to do. We know the tide is still coming in. Maybe we can stabilize the boat, and she'll lift up off the sand, and we'll get off that way. I go get the tide charts. Oh, crap. High tide is in 15 minutes. We have about 30 minutes to get this boat off this thing, or the tide's going to recede. And the waves during low tide are going to rip this sucker apart. We huddle again. Can we get enough weight off the boat to float her off? And we run through the boat looking for heavy items, but we can't find enough. But while in the galley, I see a book, Sailing for Dummies. And on page 73, there's an illustration that can help us. And so I show it to Bob and to Jim, and we huddle and decide this is our best and probably only chance. But it's going to require teamwork, something we don't know much about. We need an anchor. And there's one in the front compartment, but it's too small. It's under chains, and we can't get it from above. So I'm the smallest. They pick me up by my bathing suit and my feet and drop me into this little compartment, and I'm pushing the chain around. I get this 30-pound anchor and say, bring me up, and they haul me up, but they take my bathing suit as I get. But it doesn't matter because we are on task. And I hand this anchor to Jim, who's an ex-Marine. He's huge. And he takes it like a baton and leaps over the railing and starts running for deeper water. And when he can't run anymore, he holds it to his chest and he lunges forward and he's kicking with this massive dolphin kick. And when he's about 100 feet out, he goes down. But he doesn't come up. But when he finally does, it's just his mouth and he's yelling to us. I can't find anything to attach it for. I got it to sand, and I'm standing on it. Go, go. Now, we have an anchor out in deeper water. There's a rope attached to it. That rope leads to me in the bow of the boat. Now, the plan was I pull this 10,000-pound boat off the sand and toward that anchor. What the hell were we thinking? But I start pulling with all I can. But Bob says, no, 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 use the sailing winch. And he runs up to me, and we wrap the winch. And together, we are putting thousands of pounds of torque on that line. And we're fraying. But it's not enough to move the Sansushi. So Bob runs back and starts the diesel engine, cranks that sucker all the way up, throws it in forward gear. The diesel smoke is just pouring out the back. The boat is trembling. I'm trembling because I'm scared shitless, but I'm pulling as hard as I can. Jim is yelling, go, go, go. And then we hear crack from underneath the boat. And the boat kind of jumps forward. And then a moment later, it slides off, and we're free. We don't set the sail again that day. And when we finally moor that boat, we decide that we should no longer be competitive 20-year-olds. We really should be more collaborative, more supportive of each other, and be teammates. And we have been. Thank you.